Talking about international affairs, is the United States and China on a collision course for war, say in 2025? Some warn of such an unthinkable occurrence should China invade Taiwan. And how does Russia's year-old invasion of Ukraine and Iran's participation play a part in all of this as a possibility? The Heritage Foundation's foreign affairs military expert Dakota Wood is back in his boyhood town of St. Louis for an event tonight near the Galleria called Defending America with former U.S. Senator Jim Talent. So welcome back. Good to see you.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Yeah, I grew up in Maryland Heights in a little neighborhood across from where Pattonville High School is.
Sure.
So back in the 60s and 70s.
And now you're talking about things going on all around the world. Yeah. And we're looking at China. And China is now getting involved more with this Russia's war in Ukraine. It's almost as if they want to be the diplomat and broker peace now, or do they?
Well, they see the strategic goal here. If you can keep the United States embroiled in Europe, then it opens up opportunities in the Indo-Pacific. So China's got its idea on really dominating that part of the world. Taiwan, they want to get the upper hand on Japan. And so the more they can kind of prolong the conflict in Ukraine, it keeps us out of that part of the world.
So by China saying, oh, we're going to go talk to Putin, and then maybe we'll talk to Volodymyr Zelensky, really their idea is not to promote peace so much as to keep it going on.
Right, yeah. So Russia and China do not necessarily get along, but they both have a common interest in sidelining the West and the United States. So I'd be willing to bet if we could get an ear in that conversation, the Chinese leader is going to talk to the Ukrainian leader and say, look, if you don't negotiate some kind of a settlement, I will support Russia, and it'll make Ukraine's life that much more difficult. That would be my bet on that.
So be watching that next week in the news. And as far as the United States, supporting Taiwan and China saying it wants to bring it into the fold of mainland China, do you think they will ever invade Taiwan?
Well, it's going to be opportunism on China's part. So if Taiwan decides to go for pure independence, really declare itself a thing, that's a red line, much overused terms, but that would force an invasion. If China thinks that they can actually do this quickly with minimal casualties on their side and preserving the industrial capabilities of Taiwan, then they might go ahead and do that as well. There's also talk of some kind of a blockade. If you can just isolate Taiwan, who's going to break the blockade, to save Taiwan in that thing? It's, 6,000 miles from the U.S., and we have challenges just getting to Europe 3,000 miles away, right? Basing in Europe, not so much in Asia Pacific. So China, Xi will look at that and see what's possible.
Dakota Wood, you're going to be tonight at this event, and it's going to be on the radio.
Talk, right?
That's right.
News Talk STL, and Defending America, it's telling stories we shouldn't tell, but we're going to talk about the truth of American military power and the implications of being relatively weak, which is where we're at, and what that portends for U.S. interests around the world.
All right, Dakota Wood, thanks so much for coming in. We
Great.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Come back anytime.